Welcome, Pokemon trainers. Welcome to my family-friendly live stream. Today we're going to start out our live stream a little bit more like a live tutorial about getting and then shiny hunting Pokemon that are not available within Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Not every Pokemon will be findable in the game, or as some people incorrectly think, in the Ultra wormholes. There's still Pokemon in the game that cannot be caught without being transferred first. So what is the best way to figure out which of these Pokemon you'll be able to catch in game and which ones you can't? Well, let's start out by looking at a website that they're still working on this list, but I think they've got a good head start on it, and that's called Cerebi.net. So as you can see here, I have brought up a picture of the website Cerebi.net, and if you navigate around to where Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are, there's a lot of information. If you look over where my cursor is, there's something called Unobtainable Pokemon. If you click on that link, it will bring you to this page. At this point, the guy who has set up Cerebi.net and does most of the research, Joe Merrick, has determined that there are 246 different Pokemon that are currently unavailable in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And this is true of all of the games, but it's not the exact same set that weren't available in Sun and Moon. So certainly things that are not on this list that you were able to catch in Ultra Sun, in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, you can bring over using Pokemon Bank. These are in order of the original, let's say the national dex number. So the first ones that are on this list you can get from red, blue, and yellow using the Pokemon Bank and so forth. So I'll just read off a few of these. Nidoran, male and female, and their evolutions. Oddish and its evolutions. Venonat, Bellsprout, and their evolutions. Ponyta, Farfetch, Doduo, Dodrio, Krabby, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and so forth. I certainly won't read the whole list. And then in Generation 2, some of the Generation 2 Pokemon are also not findable in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So again, you could catch those from the Virtual Console for Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver. And then of course this list goes on and continues to include Pokemon that you would get from later generations that you already know how to bring through to Pokemon Bank. So today, I think I am going to be focusing on just demonstrating some of the mechanics for getting some of these Pokemon that are on this list from Pokemon Gold and Silver into Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Oh, hi, Emily. Well, I'll talk to you soon. Talking to folks in the chat, greetings to all of you. I will be focusing a little more on the tutorial, and then I'll be able to check the chat in a few minutes. So thanks for joining us today. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, we've got Pokemon Ultra Sun. I'll just go into Ultra Sun and show you where I am in the game. I'm very, very early in the game, still on Melee Island. You can see that I've just completed the trial in Verdant Cavern, and that is demonstrated in my Part 3, my Day 1 Granny Run Part 3 video that I live streamed and saved up on my channel. So this is the Pokemon Center that's right at the beginning of Route 3. And, once you go inside, of course, Rotom wants to talk to you. And anytime you talk to Rotom, it accumulates, I don't know, positive regard on Rotom's part, and sometimes it'll give you the Roto Lotto. If we see it, we'll demonstrate it. So one of the things I always do early in these early games is I collect the Polka Beans every day, because that is very, very useful in developing the Pokemon in a way that they not only battle well, but so that they breed well. So, of course, the barista is telling us how wonderful our pinup juice is going to be. And goes ahead and gives us a lava cookie. As you may know, the free things that you get from the barista act as full heals, so that's always nice. And then, of course, here's the Polka Beans. All right, so I do like to always sort of demonstrate this little detail, which is quite, I just find it adorable. When you go into, right after you get the free beans, when you go into Pokemon Refresh, you can see, of course, if I can only scroll it, you can see what day you get the beans on. So this last solid bean, orange, I have 31 beans. I call those Saturday beans because that's the color beans you get on Saturday, and I'm live streaming this. I'm recording this on Saturday. If we do this tomorrow, we'll get red beans. So just not important, but I find it amusing. So let's have I guess we could have a quick look at my Pokedex. I have not caught much. And this is going to show me the Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon Dex, which is a little different than the Sun and Moon Dex in terms of what's in it. For example, in the Pokemon Sun and Moon Dex, you'd never see NK, but you see it and its location in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, because that's one of the Pokemon you can catch in game. So that really kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about there are some Pokemon that you cannot catch in game, and I'm going to demonstrate how we would get some Pokemon in from Pokemon Gold. All right, on the virtual console, that is. So I'll just go ahead and exit out of this and start up Pokemon Gold, and we'll take it from there. So, have people in the chat started shiny hunting in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon yet? I know there's quite a lot being made of shiny hunting in the Ultra Wormholes, but that's not the only way to shiny hunt, of course, and those aren't really available until after you've beaten the Elite Four. So certainly, avid shiny hunters will want to get started right away. Alright, so here we are in the Pokemon Gold, let's see, this is my Pokemon Gold version, and I will show you my Pokedex, see if it's in. These are the things that I've seen or caught, the way I'm looking at Pokedex at the moment. And most of these are available, but I believe out of the things that I've caught that are not available in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Farfetch'd is an example of a Pokemon easily obtainable in Pokemon Gold, and there are others such as Krabby, which I believe I've caught. Yeah, Krabby and its evolutions. So what I'm going to do is we'll go in and we'll go upstairs to the Poke Center, which we don't really have to do that because we're not going to use trading. We're going to use Pokemon Bank. And I'm going to show you the Pokemon that I've prepared and put in the box 1. The very first box, the boxes of course in Pokemon Gold and Silver, you can rename them. And I renamed box 1 Transporter, just to remind me that when I run the Pokemon Transporter, whatever is in this box that doesn't get rejected will in fact get loaded into Pokemon Bank so that I can transfer it to Pokemon Sun or Moon or Pokemon Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. So I'll just go ahead and show you what I have put in the box already. Let's see. So I have a Venonat, a Bellsprout. These are Pokemon that I've caught in either red, blue, and yellow and transferred, traded in to Pokemon Gold and Silver or caught in Gold and Silver. So none of these are catchable directly in-game in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So I have Venonat, Bellsprout, Nidoran, Krabby, and Scyther, and a Ditto, because I thought I would like to see how many IVs come along with it once it goes into Pokemon Bank. So I'm in good shape as far as having the Pokemon in box 1, and I'm ready to go. So I'll go ahead and save. And we will go out. So the next thing that I want to do is I'll show you, we're going into, of course the internet has to be on your 3DS or 2DS, and I'm going into Pokemon Bank, which I downloaded from the Nintendo eShop. In North America, it is in dollars. It is about $5 a year, $4.99 plus tax if you live in a jurisdiction that requires tax. Other countries, it's, you know, it can be the equivalent of, I don't know, 7 or 8 euros, I think. It's a little different in each country, Australia, Canada, and other countries. But again, for a whole year, it's not too expensive, really. I paid for mine by loading in a gift card, an eShop gift card. That seemed to make it easiest. Okay, so she says, welcome to Pokemon Bank. What would you like to do today? And I'm going to just switch this around so you can see my lower screen, just so you don't get too confused. My lower screen is the big one, my upper screen is the small one. So I'm going to select Use Pokemon Bank, and you'll see at the top, if you look at the smaller screen, which is the top screen, it requires that you have Pokemon, any 5th or 6th generation game loaded in, otherwise you'll get an error message and it won't let you start Pokemon Bank. So in this case I've got my Ultra Sun cartridge in. I'll just say use this game. And then of course we wait for the server to be able to communicate. And the first time you connect your game, any 5th or any 6th or 7th generation game to your Pokemon Bank, she wants to give you free battle points or Pokemon miles. And of course, for 6th and 7th generation Pokemon games, you can only take battle points. So I would get free 38 battle points, which also in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon function as beach points that you would get from Mantine Surf. So I could I'm going to collect these as opposed to take them today. So you don't have to decide necessarily right away if or when you want to load them into your game. So once you get into Pokemon Bank, you'll see that you're in a group, usually named General, and you'll have lots of banks, and you can rename these. but you have something called the transporter box. And the transporter box at this point is empty. I'll just show you briefly. I went ahead and named some of my different groups. Normally these would be called group 1, 2, 3 up through 10, but I named one for Pokemon red, blue, yellow, gold, and silver, so that whenever I get something that comes in on the transport box, I can move it. And this is just how I like to keep myself organized with the possibility of 3,000 Pokemon in here. So as you can see, I haven't put anything on the transporter yet. So in order to exit, I just press the X button. You can say save and quit, or if you say no, it'll say quit without saving. That's what I'm picking today. All right, so we'll just simply press the home button to exit out of there. And now we're going to use the transporter. Now the transporter, once we start it, I do have Pokemon Yellow Virtual Console also on this, on my 3DS. And so how does Pokemon Transporter know which game I want to get the things from the box 1 of the PC? So it gives me the choice. Do I want to use Pokemon Yellow or Gold or Silver? And Gold is the place that has the Pokemon we want to transfer today. So again, it has to connect to the internet in order to run. And it just reminds you that anything that you put into the transporter, it's a one-way ticket. It's a one-way trip. The Pokemon that leave, in my case, I selected Pokemon Gold. When they leave and go to the transporter, if I say yes, then they are gone from that game forever. So in this case, that's fine. These are the Pokemon I wanted to transfer, so I'll say yes. If you look at it and then you say, oh no, wait, no, I don't want to do that. This is not what I was planning. You can press no at that point and everything will be fine in your game. So that's all there is to it, really. It just asks you what you want to do it, and you sort of say yes or no, and then you're done with that part of it. You exit out by pressing the home button, and now we're just going to go into Pokemon Bank and have a look. So we're just going through the same routine that I showed you earlier. As soon as the server is ready, it will give you a connection. Pokemon Bank, use this game, and of course gives you some music while you're waiting. Not so bad. Here are the Pokemon miles for you, and do not take at this point, or Pokemon Battle Points is really more for this generation. So here we are. Here's our transporter box. Now I'm not going to just move it from the box right into that. I want to organize it and put it into the group where I'm going to start collecting my gold and silver. So you can just press the select button until the cursor is green, select everything. Now, in fact, I could just move these all at once into my game, which would be just by pressing the down button. But for now, I'm just going to get them out of the transport box and into one of my gold and silver boxes. So let's have, in order to look at them in detail, you select it back to the red cursor using your select button. You can go summary, and these are the Pokemon. Now you can identify them as having come from red, blue, yellow, gold, or silver through the transporter, because under where you see the icon of the Pokemon, under the type, bug, and poison, you see something that looks like a tiny little Game Boy, or Game Boy Color. And so you'll see that for each of that will distinguish your Pokemon as coming from there, as opposed to coming from one of your other cartridge games. And at this point in time, you can only do that, get those from the ones that come from the Virtual Console will have that on it. If you were able to catch a Venonat in another game, a Gen 4 or 5 or 6 game, then you would not have this little Game Boy icon. You would have a different icon, usually something that looks like a pentagram or pentagon, I guess. So we can choose Venonat, Bellsprout, Nidoran male, Krabby, Scyther, Ditto. So Scyther is not unobtainable. Ditto's not unobtainable. Krabby is unobtainable. So I think we'll use Krabby for our example today. And it's just as easy as this, that, you know, once you select it, you click a button and it gives you the chance to choose which box you want to put it in. I've named my different boxes here. Yeah. I don't know why I'm having trouble deciding where I want to put it. I'll just put it in the specials box for now. I renamed my box 1 specials. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so once you've decided what you want, again, you just press X. Asks you if you want to... It saves your data. In this case, that's what I wanted it to do. And when the server replies, you press A again. Gives you the chance to disconnect. And then you, again, press the home button to get all the way out. Alright, so we're going to switch this over to our more usual view, and we'll go ahead and start up Pokemon Ultra Sun. Alright, so here I am back at the center. Of course, Rotom wants to talk. And again, you noticed how I tapped on Rotom and it made the little hearts come out. Now his eyes are blinking, and when Lotto starts, you can actually tap the screen whenever you want. You don't have to wait for it to wear out. And that will give you a variety of different things. In this case, I obtained 2 Roto encounters. You opened up Roto Power's pocket and put the Roto encounters away inside. All right. Well, let's go ahead and see what those look like. Let's see what a Roto encounter is. So we just got this, and it says Roto encounter. It increases the chances of encountering a high-level wild Pokemon a lot for a certain period of time. So when we are either doing island scan or shiny hunting in certain areas, this will increase the encounter rate and possibly make the encounters easier. As long as we're here, let's just look at the other Roto powers we've gotten from other Roto Lotto attempts. We got Roto Bargain. It reduces the prices of products at Pokemarts by half, and Roto Boost. It raises all the stats of your battling Pokemon. So I think those would be great to accumulate for certain trainer battles that you anticipate might be tough. So just to review, we still have in our party, I'm going to switch this back so we can see the lower screen. So these are the same things that we had in our party before, and let's go find out where that Pokemon, unobtainable Pokemon, was put. So we go ahead and look, and yes, our box that we named Specials, and here is our Krabby. I'm going to go ahead and let's do a summary of Krabby. And as you can see, I do have my screen switched, but it will show you the moves that it came with. But here's what we wouldn't have known. We can see it's got the little Game Boy logo, but this has come with an ability, and its ability is Sheer Force, removes additional effects to increase the power of moves when attacking. So that's cool. If I was paralyzed, for example, it would undo that paralysis and just increase my attacking power. And now that doesn't indicate whether it's physical attack or special attack or both. That might require a little experimentation on my part for me to understand that better. And if we go ahead and I'm going to switch the view back. So in this case, this Gen 2 Pokemon arrived and was given, I guess Pokemon Bank gives it the nature and the ability. So it's got a hardy nature, and it describes it as seems to have traveled across both space and time to reach you from the Johto region in the good old days, because Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver are the good old days. Characteristic, takes plenty of siestas. Alright, so we've got Bubble, we've got Leer, we have Vice Grip, which I definitely want to keep, and Harden. So I think Bubble is only 40, and Krabby is a physical attacker, which you can see by looking at its attack stat here. So pretty interesting. For level 20 Krabby, it's got a very weak special attack and a very strong physical attack. So in terms of giving it a stab move, a water move, we will want to give it something like Waterfall if it can learn it. Any water move that is a physical attack, it will be more than 3 times as strong as a special attack move with the same attack power. So that's something to keep in mind. It's not terribly fast, but again, its defense is quite strong, being a little over 2.5 times its level. So, so we can see Krabby is certainly cool to have. Let's take it out and put it on our team. And if I were to, I'm going to switch the screens again. If I were to decide who to replace, I've got Ekans and Inkay, which I'm having a lot of fun with. These are all Pokemon that I caught in game. Baneri has been pretty good as a defensive Pokemon. I have Litten as my starter, and the special event Rockruff from Mystery Gift, which has Happy Hour. I just caught a Spearow, which I will at some point teach it. I'll go ahead at some point and teach it False Swipe, or I might catch a Hawluka and teach it False Swipe. So I'm going to go ahead and put my Krabby onto my team, and so at this point I've kind of pointed out things that a lot of people already know about transferring Pokemon into the game. But more importantly, when the game is more advanced, once you get to the Paniola Ranch and you can do egg breeding, you'll be able to use Masuda method to do shiny hunting on these unobtainable Pokemon. Because if you don't transfer it in already shiny, then Masuda method is the only method by which you'll get a shiny of an unobtainable Pokemon in Pokemon Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. So with that pretty much ends our tutorial at this point. And what I'll do is I will wind up the stream right here. I know it's short, but that allows me to restart the stream on a slightly different topic with a different focus. So I will say to you all, thank you for watching. And please join me a little bit later in the day in my next live stream of Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and Pokemon Gold and Silver, and also my disobedience run of Pokemon Sun and Moon. So, thanks for watching. Alola.